Yo, what's up, legends? So today I'm going to be interviewing Hudson Ball. He went from being a tradie, working 10, 12 hours a day, to then quitting that job and making over $20,000 a month completely online. So we're going to dive into how he did it and basically some advice and tips and tricks on how you can do it as well. So let's go. What's going on, everyone? So today we're going to be doing an interview with Huddy. Huddy, introduce yourself to everyone.
What's good? My name's Huddy. I'm 20 years old from Australia and I make money online. Used to be a tradie about 6 months ago. Now I do this full time. I can go travel. I can, yeah, just live life on my own terms.
Fucking oath, fucking oath. So, bro, just take me back to the very start of everything in your journey. Take me back to basically day one.
Yeah. Yeah. So back in 2023, I was a second year, nearly third year chippy apprentice. And I always thought to myself that I didn't want to continue doing it. It does sound really cliche, but coming out of school, I knew that uni wasn't for me, hopped straight into a trade, and I was just in it for ages, just not really knowing what else I wanted to do with myself. But come end of 2023, I started seeing like everyone make money online. Andrew Tate was really big around then. I was like, fuck, man, I got to figure this out. So I got to a point where I was so sick of my trade and just so sick of just day in, day out, the same thing, endless cycle that I just said, fuck it, left my apprenticeship 2023 and I moved out of home and spent the whole of 2024 just trying to figure something out, just whatever it was, some online, I wanted to figure it out. And I tried fucking everything, man. I tried, SMMA, drop shipping, I tried fucking crypto, day trade. I tried fucking everything, right? And I actually lost a lot of money, over 10 grand trying to just start different things, buy different courses, different mentorships and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, man, like it wasn't until about like 6 months ago, 7 months ago that I really like stuck with just trying to learn skills, trying to get good at like business skills, sales and marketing and just got myself the right mentor and yeah, man, I'm pretty much at where I'm at today.
Yeah, okay. Now that's definitely a journey. What was that sort of like going through that period where you quit your job and then you just made
Mm.
your mission to make money online? Like, what was that time period like?
Yeah, look, I'd been thinking about leaving and doing something different for a while, pretty much my whole apprenticeship. And I was just super skeptical about the whole online space because there's always a lot of like, scams and a lot of fake shit out there. A lot of people just like, um,
Course to
I don't
take
know.
a course like type of thing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just people faking it. And honestly, man, like I had been looking into it for ages during that, 2023 period, but it genuinely got to a point where I was so sick of my job and I actually had a bit of a argument with my boss. And honestly, that was just the final, like the final point where I was like, fuck, like, what am I gonna do? Like, if I just keep complaining about my job and not doing anything about it, just thinking, this is a scam, or I'm skeptical about this, and never actually trying anything that, I was guaranteed to stay in the same spot forever. So I sort of had that mentality where it was like, fuck, man, like, you never know unless you try. And yeah, man, just gave it a shot, really. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Because like you start to think like, oh yeah, everything online is a scam. Like it's all bullshit. All
Mm.
these people online, like it's all fake. But then you realize,
Yeah.
hang on, these cunts aren't fucking working or aren't at a job site like I am working 10, 12 hour days. So
Mm.
they must be doing something. And
Yeah.
then I mean, for me personally, once I realized that they were just selling, expensive digital services for businesses, for clients and all, I was like, oh fuck, it wasn't just like courses. And also
Yeah.
like for me when I was working, even though I was still young, but looking at all the older guys out there that have been there
Mm.
for fucking 20 years, like it was just fucked. Like I didn't want to be anything like them. Like, were you the same?
Yeah, no, exactly right, bro. Like it wasn't just the fact that I didn't like my job. It was the fact that, I always knew that, if I continue down this path, I'm gonna end up like everyone else around me. Like I look at fucking cunts on the job site, 50 years old, getting paid, 40, $50 an hour maybe, but they're nowhere. Like every day I go to site and they're complaining about their relationship with their missus, the fact that they're struggling to pay their rent, mortgage, whatever, always, on the pokies or on the punt. Like they just were living a shit lifestyle.
I think
And
it was you that put
yeah,
on your story the other day or yesterday. It was like you were talking about, yeah, they say, yeah, get a trade, get qualified, earn good money, but you're
mm,
still working. And then they say the end goal is to own your business. But then even that is like just as shit and just as stressful as working and like going down that route where like you're going to be working 7 days a week because it's now your own business.
yeah,
You've now
yeah,
got all of these people that work for you,
mm,
and like just so much more pressure. And then
yeah.
yeah, maybe like I've seen. I know when I was working, I would see businesses just go down like left, right, and center because they couldn't fucking afford it.
Right. I'm pretty sure like it's really high. I swear it's like 1 in 3 construction businesses go down. Like it's really high. And that's like what they say is like, oh, you get qualified, maybe you work as a subby or you work with some company, but the real money is owning your own business. But like you said, bro, it's like you have fucking a million and one different responsibilities and you're working 7 days a week. Maybe you're making a little bit more money, but now you have no freedom. And
Yeah,
what the fuck is the point of living if you're just working all the time?
that's like the other thing. Like people flex. Yeah, I'm going to be earning 50 to 70 bucks an hour. So I'm going to need 100 bucks an hour. It's like, yeah,
Mm,
but you're still working. You're still on site.
yeah.
You're still, like I would rather earn 30 to 40 bucks an hour or like like less wage or less commission or whatever and income and be able to go wherever I want and work remotely than earn
Yeah.
a lot more and being stuck at, a mine site or a job site or some shit like that. Because you want to fucking live your life, eh? You don't want to be on
Yeah.
like it's just fucking degrading as fuck. But
Mm.
that was the main thing that got to me. I guess like going from like the after doing all those side hustles, like the SMMA trying to break through in that period, guess, and then you became really skeptical. How did you overcome that skepticism to then dive back into it and start this up again?
Yeah. So look, for the most part of 2024, I just failed a bunch of different things. I put a lot of money into a bunch of different things, and I gave it a good go, like at multiple different things. And I got to a point where I went completely broke, spent all my savings on trying to make something work, spent, a lot of time trying to make something work. And I had to actually go back to a construction job and I actually got myself 10K in debt as well. So I was like fucked financially, completely fucked. And again, it was sort of just that same mentality where it was like, fuck, man, like, yeah, I can give up. Obviously, I failed and I tried, but, you know, I think failure is kind of inevitable. Like it's required to succeed. Like things going wrong and not being able to break through and like hitting, I suppose, rock bottom again. It's just like that's what's gonna happen. With business and with life, like nothing's guaranteed. And I was pretty much just like, fuck, man, like if yeah, I'm skeptical. Yeah, I lost a lot of money, but if I continue thinking that way again, I'm stuck on the job site forever. Like, what else am I gonna do? And so for me, it was just like, I believe if I just tried something for long enough and hard enough, I'll eventually make something work, right? You never fail until you actually give up. And that's what like kept playing in my mind. I was like, fuck, like I just can't give up. Like I'll figure something out.
And like, even though you did try all those business models, you didn't just fail, but you also fucking learned of like how not to do
Mm,
it. And like
exactly.
now, when you go into like different businesses, you'll be able to go, oh, well, that might not work because I did try that fucking back then and it was shit. It
Yeah.
didn't work. So it's like going into that and then, having like kind of having more of an advantage of like, even people like me or like anyone else in the space because you've already had that experience. So
Yeah.
it might have been failing, but it would have been, worth it. I guess like, when, obviously you had to invest into getting, a mentor and especially joining like our mentor, getting started with like ABC. I mean, I know that you're on debt and, you like didn't want to fucking pay any sort of money. How did you overcome that to then, because there is like quite a large investment. And what would you say to someone that is looking at getting started with
Yeah.
ABC and investing into their education?
Mm. I think, man, if you really want to make it work, you will find a way. You
Yeah.
just got to be resourceful. Like, there's always a way to make it work. Um, I went through, like, I tried a bunch of different ways to try and make the money, but I knew, like, when I had my first conversation with ABC, what they had to offer was literally exactly what I needed. And I remember going back to when I was trying SMMA and drop shipping and all those different things. That's what I was missing. I was missing that actual proper guidance and the actual like one-on-one support and having the tools and the resources around me to actually succeed. And I was like, fuck, man, like that's exactly what I need. Yeah, I don't have the money, but how can I come up with it? You know, how can I make it work? And something that the guy that I was talking to was telling me about was, what's the price versus the cost? There was a price to get started with ABC, but I mean, what's the cost if I don't start? And that cost was, again, just me being stuck in my situation that I was entirely just sick of. So something that was playing in my head a lot was just like, fuck, bro, I've got to come up with this money because, what else am I going to do?
Yeah. And it's like that, I think there's like that fucking like that bad sort of sense that people have where it's like, oh, if you pay for like a mentor, I think a mentor and a course get like confused with each other. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd say the cunts, don't buy a course, bro, because you're just gonna get like dealt with a bunch of like PowerPoints and fucking videos. Get an
Yeah.
actual mentor and put money into someone that's gonna then, help you actually learn that skill and like get
Yeah.
started because that's going to go a lot further. And then plus that's going to open up so many more doors for you. But yeah, I was the exact same. Like when I had what they offered, I was like, yeah, sweet. That's exactly what I need.
Mm.
And then it was just fucking easy from there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, most
Like
definitely.
what, going from that, how long and like what was your, so how long did it actually take you to build that back up and, start making money? Like what was sort of the period of when you joined to then making
Yep.
money and what was
Yep.
your best month and best week, I
Yep.
guess? Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I got into ABC it was like right at the start of October. Now, I already had a little bit of experience trying different things, but the number one thing that ABC gave me was a clear blueprint of exactly what I needed to do to get to 10K a month was my goal. Now, I took that blueprint and I did everything and more, and I was able to make my first 10K a month in my first month joining ABC. So like I was attending the coaching calls, I went through the modules, um, I was doing everything in the community, role plays, and just doing as much as I could. I got myself a setting role like same week I joined, because I was already talking to someone else beforehand, but I got that role. Was making about $1,000 a week from that. Left my job and then focused more on like content and closing. And then boom, like first month, I literally made like 4K from my setting role and then about 6K from ABC and everything to do with that. So yeah, man, first month, 10K a month. My best month, I think it was roughly 20K. And then my best week was, what was it like last week was 7.5 grand. So I've been able to make some really good money.
yeah. That's fucking crazy to go from like the job site to then
Yeah.
making 7.5K in a fucking week. And even like going to Dubai, like, we
Yeah.
were together in Dubai. Like that was literally months ago, you were on a job site and then we were fucking ripping around in a Rari on the palm type shit.
Legit. I
But
know. Crazy.
is
Look, like I remember being in school thinking, like I could get my chippy apprenticeship and you can make over six figures, and make that 10K a month. And that 10K a month sounded so good. I was like, fuck, it seems like so much money. And when I made that, I literally made that in my first month of doing this. I was like, fuck, bro, I literally just skipped like 4 years of doing an apprenticeship and more years. Obviously you spend some years being qualified and finding a good job or whatever. I literally fucking skipped that, made my first 10K a month, and I realized that 10K a month is fucking nothing as
yeah.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I always say, like if you want 10 to like 12K a month, find something that is going to pay you like $1,000 commission or $1,000 profit and
Mm.
sell it 3 times a week. And that's over
Yeah.
10K a month. Like when
Yeah.
you break it down like that, it's that simple. But
Mm.
then change when you break it down as like the job that you need to work to make 10K a month, it's going to
Yeah.
take so much longer. And
Yeah.
I think, yeah, even in the mines, I was making like 8K a month Like, but
Mm.
still, I was working 84 hours a week. You know,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
just
I feel like you just don't want to be in a spot where someone determines your pay for you. Like you don't want to have a boss
yeah,
that's like, okay, your hour is worth $30 or 45 or whatever it is. Like you want to be in a job or a role or a business where you can completely be in control of how much you make.
yeah, and I get, and they also, if they can control how much you make, they can also control if you have the job or not, and fire you
Exactly. Yeah.
at any
Yeah.
point. So like a
Yeah.
secure job of like, yeah, getting a trade or like a mining career or anything isn't really secure because you're still at the mercy of the boss and
Mm,
the whole marketplace. But when you learn sales, when you learn marketing, no matter what business you go to, you can always sell and you can always market the product that you're selling. So you swing.
exactly. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
thing.
You're always employable. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I guess like, just sort of wrap things up. What would you have if you have, a bit of advice for someone that's starting up, looking to get started, maybe they're watching this video on the fence, a
Mm,
bit skeptical.
yeah.
What would you say to them?
I think just start, bro. Like lots of people want to think about it, and I talk to a lot of people as well that, have been thinking about it for a couple weeks, couple months, couple years. And it's like, imagine you just started when you first thought about it. And I was talking to a guy the other day that had been following me for 6 months. And I'm like, bro, I've been doing this for 6 months. Imagine you fucking started when I started. We could both be at the same level. It's like thinking doesn't mean shit. Like it doesn't do anything for you. You just got to do it. Just got to
Like
start, bro.
they've wasted time, but think about
Mm.
it, like if they wanted to make 10K a month and they've wasted 6 months, they've just made
Yeah.
wasted $60,000.
The thing is, as well, is it's like, what's the worst that's going to happen?
Yeah.
You're in a spot right now that you hate. Okay, like if you just try something, you potentially get out of that spot. But I mean, if it doesn't work out, you just go back to where you started. And that literally happened to me. Like I tried for 8 months, failed, lost a lot of money, lost a lot of time, went back to the job I was at before, and just tried it again. But I could have just stayed there. You know, life was the same.
Yeah, it's like a bro, once you realize that you're just like, oh, this shit's easy. I have unlimited tries now. Because
Yeah, exactly.
worst situation, I'm still getting paid to work.
Yeah.
Like the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, that pretty much wraps everything up. But thank you so much for your time, brother.
Thanks, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, so catch you later.